Okay. Okay, can you hear me? So, thank you again for giving me the opportunity to present today. Thanks, Ashok. You know, as we are an enterprise software company. We are headquartered in Portland, Oregon, in the U.S. We have operations in Coimbatore, and I was on a short visit to launch Beehive. I don't know how many of you read yesterday in the Hindu in the Metro Plus section that we'll be launching the Beehive program, which is tomorrow. So I'm here for that, and several other aspects of it. So it just so happened that we were able to make this arrangement. So, it was a great chat by Arun and, the folks here about, all the different technologies, how folks can use it and go through this. What I want to share a little bit is the story of Xtero, right? So I want to talk a little bit about what we do, and then I want to talk to you about how Xtero got started and where we are right now. So to give you a sense of how you can drive, from 0 to 100 in a short period of time. So I'll share that experience with you. So just about Xtero, a quick background. If you look, this is just a list of our customers. So as folks were talking about, the information landscape is exploding, right? So you have companies, so paper is going away. Everything is going to be electronic. Everybody communicates in email. Everybody uses Facebook. Everybody uses Twitter. Large corporations, who are global in nature, everything is electronic because you need to collaborate. You need to communicate different aspects of it. So with the explosion of data and cloud computing and a variety of different things, it presents a significant opportunity, right? So it presents significant risk for the companies. So say, for example, let's take a big pharmaceutical company or a big, engineering manufacturing company like Siemens, who creates, turbines for powering up nuclear power plants, or Pfizer, who's creating mission-critical, vaccines or medications that are used around the country, around the world. When these companies are sued, basically when there is a litigation, or if government is investigating certain companies for, say, there's a merger and acquisition, any kind of litigation or any kind of legal activity, any kind of governmental investigation, any of that aspect of it, the first fundamental aspect is the evidence, right? What is the evidence around this litigation? How do you manage the litigation? And the evidence is fundamentally now all the electronic information which are created. In civil litigation, so basically I think the numbers are staggering. Companies, just in the US spend about $3 trillion in lawsuits, right? So basically the settlement and things happening in litigation. Of that, about $4 billion are spent on just electronic discovery. It's basically the ability to find where the information is. So as information is exploding, when somebody is sued by somebody, it's like, okay, give me the information related to this. So how do I get information from your email, from your SharePoint, from the cloud, from anywhere in the company's information, wherever the information is stored. So that's where Xtero comes in. So we started Xtero in about 2006. We built a platform, which are used by these, global 1,000 companies to really manage their end-to-end electronic discovery process. It's about a $4 billion market, which is just growing, right? So as information is exploding, the growth in information is exploding, what we provide to the market also goes up. And, as you can imagine, the companies, more and more, as Obama is saying, we're going to regulate the financial services company, right? So when there was a meltdown in financial services, what does regulation mean? It's the ability for companies to basically say, hey, this is the process, this is how we do this is how we manage our information. So as the regulatory climate, gets significantly important, which is going to be in India as well. So, when I showed the list of clients who are all global in nature, we see that coming to the Indian market as well. It's going to be significant for the big guys. So when Reliance, takes this stock to the market, and if somebody, says, okay, there's some issues with that, how do you find out where the issues were, right? It's all going to be in electronic information. So that's the market we are in, electronic discovery. So if you can understand the information universe within a company or within any of the environment, you can drive a lot of different aspects of it. There's a big opportunity around information governance, which is going to be how companies really understand their risks around information management and how do they do that. So just kind of like, what I wanted to say is like, when we started, just like, so I'm from Coimbatore, as you probably heard from him saying, I went to GCT here, I went to the US to do my master's, and then, like I started working in some of the biggest companies, again, like, US Bank, or I started my career at Intel right out of college. So that's how I've been growing in my career. So at a point I was really at the CIO's office, like a major bank in the US, working the CIO to align IT with the business aspect of it, right? So if you look at a bank, their core business is how do they make money out of, selling their services, like, the ATM machines or brokerage accounts, or, how do they make money out of that? But banks are sued all the time, so they have significant money spent on legal governance, risk, and compliance. Basically, they're sued all the time. People sue them, other banks sue them, government is investigating. They're spending millions and millions of dollars, right? So when I talk to the head of legal in a major bank on how you're managing the process, it was like, okay, so we have an army of people who go out and ask, I want email from Mr. Senthil. So they'll go to his, desk and say, can I get your emails? And Senthil is like, I'm traveling for 3 days. And then, I have a server there where my information is. And then they'll like, okay, let's send another person there. And then you have your outside lawyers who are charging $400 an hour. They're like, okay, can you come in and help with this process? So the cost was so significant, right? So they were just bleeding dollars, in millions of dollars in each of the litigation. So we saw the opportunities, like why, so we've built products in other areas of the business to automate all of these things. Why can't we bring it into this market? And we saw the information, the world of information was exploding, and it's exploded more than our expectation with Facebook and with cloud and, all of that aspect, which is really good. So saw the opportunity and basically said, okay, this is a great time to solve a very big business problem, which is not just small, right? The opportunity is significant. So we had, when we started, to basically say, okay, so we need to win in this market, which is, again, selling to these global companies when you're like a 4-person company or 2-person company is not easy. So you have to have a very very focused and significant value proposition. So our first customer was Pfizer Pharmaceutical, right? So basically, we started building this product, and we were very unique in this. We solved a very big problem for them, and we went and said, okay, this can solve your problem. And they loved our product, and they asked, can you give me 3 references to similar-sized pharmaceutical company? I was like,